Hello everyone, welcome to Guidance IAS, and right now we are going to cover a video, a lecture of prime importance for the upcoming examination of prelims. Today we'll cover a very important three topics, which is in a single video. That is, we'll be covering Biosphere Reserve, National Park and Wildlife Sanctuaries in a single video, which will come very handy in your prelims examination on 5th June. So I want all of you to quickly just stay with me, and we'll quickly cover all the important uh, uh, topics pertaining to the topics I've just mentioned. All right. So the first thing, which is biosphere reserves in India. Before moving on to the biosphere reserves in India and listing down the biosphere reserves and locating their positions in the map, I want all of you to understand the meaning of biosphere reserves. The biosphere reserves basically एक international designation है, ठीक है, एक इंटरनेशनल डेजिग्नेशन है जो कि यूनेस्को ने दी हुई है फॉर द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव पार्ट्स ऑफ द नेचुरल एंड कल्चरल लैंडस्केप एक्सटेंडेड ओवर लार्ज एरिया ऑफ टेरेस्ट्रियल, एंड दिस डज नॉट stay this does not it is not basically limited to the terrestrial part. It also extends to the coastal and the marine ecosystem, or even the combination of both of them. ठीक है, इसमें तीन parts आते हैं और we have divided into three zones. The first is core zone, buffer zone, and then we have a transition zone. Core zone, where you can say the human intervention is strictly prohibited. Right? If we talk about the buffer zone mein we can do some kind of educational work or some kind of research work. So this zone can be used for educational or research purposes, whereas the transition zone we can use it for tourism. We can use it for settlement. We can use some kind of agriculture. We can do some kind of agriculture also there. So these are the three zones we have divided biosphere reserve into. Right now, what is very important is कि हम locate कर ले where all are the important biosphere reserves located in our country, and we will also read in the important ones will also deal in the detail. ठीक है, detail में भी हम जो important ones हैं उनको देखेंगे, but quickly let me tell you the locations of it. Just the location, if we talk about just the location, so quickly let me take you to the glimpse of the locations of all the biosphere reserves in our country. Initially, we have Cold Desert, like you can see in Jammu and Kashmir. Then we have Nanda Devi in Uttarakhand. Then you have Run of Kutch in Gujarat. Then we have Panchmari Achanak Marg and Panna National Biosphere Reserves in Madhya Pradesh. They're also the national parks. Then we have Seshachalam in Andhra Pradesh. Then we have Nilgiri at the borders of Tamil Nadu, Kerala here. Okay? And then you'll find Agastamalai again at the borders of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Then you'll find Gulf of Mannar here. और उसके बाद आपको island nations में भी कुछ biosphere reserve मिलेंगे, which is Andaman and Nicobar में you'll find Great Nicobar biosphere reserves. Apart from that, if we move towards the eastern part of our country, Odisha में you'll find Simlipal. At the northeastern part of it, then you'll find Sundarbans in the West Bengal. Very important and a very famous biosphere reserve. Then you have Sikkim mein Kanchenjunga. Then you have Dihang Dibang in Arunachal Pradesh, Dibru Saikhowa at the northeastern border of Assam. Then you have Manas, Nokrek in Meghalaya. These are some of the biosphere reserves we have in our country. You have to remember not just the state-wise location of it, but also the exact location of these biosphere reserves, right? Chaliye. Up next we have, like I've told you, that we will be dealing in details with the important ones as well. So the first one is जो हम थोड़ा detail में पढ़ेंगे, that is Simlipal Biosphere Reserve, which is situated in Odisha. We have just seen Simlipal के regarding about the Simlipal Reserve. If we talk about, तो इसको जो Tiger Reserve designate किया गया है under Project Tiger in May 1973. We know our Wildlife Protection Act came in 1972, and just after that in 1973 it was designated as टाइगर रिजर्व अंडर प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर, और इसको वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंचुरी भी डिक्लेयर कर दिया गया था इन 1979. So it is not just a what you call tiger reserve, it is also a wildlife sanctuary which was being declared in 1979, right? If we talk about the reserve itself even further. So it was declared a biosphere reserve by the government of India in 1994, and it is also a part of UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves since 2009. Location we have already studied. It is located in Odisha. This is the map of Odisha. Odisha के यहाँ पर नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न पार्ट में आपको ये जो है Simlipal reserve देखने को मिलेगा. So this position is very important for you to remember, right? And it is where it is located in the Mayurbhanj district of Odisha, and it is the 7th largest national park of our country. If we talk about the flora, as in flora means the plant species which is found in a particular area or a biosphere reserve. So sal trees यहाँ पर बहुत सारे देखने को हमें मिलते हैं. Fauna are the animal species found in a particular area. So Bengal tiger, Asian elephant, gaur and chausinga are found in the Simlipal Biosphere Reserve, which is in again Odisha. That is all you need to remember. So if any important biosphere reserve is also there in news now, uske bhi just 2-3 points you have to remember. First is the location. You must be clear with the location of any biosphere reserve or any protected area for that matter. Then next you must be clear with the flora and the fauna or the important species which is found in that area, right? And if there is anything which is very special about that area or very special about that national park or that protected area, you must remember that as well, right? या कुछ भी उसके regarding controversy रही है तो वो भी आपको पता होना चाहिए. So basically context you should be clear with. All right. Up next we have Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve हमें पता है, again a very very important point. UPSC has asked questions many a times about Nilgiri, about its location, about its protected areas and many things, right? So it is spread across Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala. Let me just take you to the map directly for your better understanding of the location perspective. तो यहाँ पर आपको नीलगिरी देखने को मिलेगा, which is spread across 3 states, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, right? So if you see here, this is the Nilgiri biosphere जिसको हमने zoom करके लगाया हुआ है, and these are the species which are found here. नीलगिरी थार यहाँ पर मिलता है जो कि बहुत important species है हमारे exam perspective के लिए. Flora अगर हम बात करें, again the plants, so seasonal rainforest in the low hills, tropical mountain shola forest यहाँ पर हमें मिलते हैं. Grasslands मिलते हैं हमें यहाँ पर higher reaches पे, और moist deciduous to scrub we find here through dry deciduous towards the plain. So towards the plain हमें यहाँ पर dry deciduous मिलते हैं, right? और higher reaches में अगर हम जाते हैं तो grasslands हमें देखने को मिलते हैं, right? If we talk about the flora, तो tiger we find here, elephants we find here, gaur we find here, lion tail macaque we will find here, ठीक है? An important species news में भी रहता है, cheetal you will find here, sambar, wild boar, barking deer and Nilgiri thar, like I have told you. Again, a very important species. Okay? These species you have to remember. At least some of them you must know, right? UNESCO World Heritage Site bhi hai. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site also, right? And it got this recognition in 2012. This is a very very important region, not just for our examination perspective but also for our ecology, as it contains 80% of the flowering plants which are reported from the Western Ghats. वो नीलगिरी में ही present हैं, जो भी 80% plants, जो 80% flowering plants हैं जो हम Western Ghats में मिलते हैं. Western Ghats, you know, Western Ghats, these are the Western Ghats, ठीक है? These are the Western Ghats. So Western Ghats में जितने भी flowering species है, 80% of them we find them in Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, right? Now there are certain protected areas which comes under Nilgiri. Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. There are 6 protected areas, and yes, you have to remember the names of all the 6 protected areas, and I'll tell you the trick to remember them. I'll tell you to the trick. मैं आपको बताऊंगी कैसे याद करना है. So these are the 6 protected areas. You all must have heard of a party called MNS. MNS के बारे में आपने सुना होगा, MNS वेस्ट बंगाल में, MNS इज अ पार्टी ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, सो MNS वेस्ट बंगाल में इज द ट्रिक टू रिमेंबर इट. MNS मुदुमलाई, नीलगिरी, साइलेंट वैली, ठीक है, वायनाड which is in Karnataka. Okay, then we have Bandipur, B for Bandipur, again in Karnataka. Then we have Mukurti National Park, right? Silent Valley is in Kerala. So these are the 6 protected areas, MNS West Bengal mein, these are the 6 protected areas which you have to remember, which falls under Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. All right, moving back to our, yeah, so that was about Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Up next we have Panna Biosphere Reserve. Panna Biosphere Reserve, we all know the location of it. It's very easy. It is located in Madhya Pradesh along with the Panchmari, Achanak Marg, ये सब मध्य प्रदेश में हमें मिलते हैं, ठीक है? So it is in Madhya Pradesh. If we talk about more about Panna, so it is UNESCO MAB. It is UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program has included this Panna to UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserve. और जो ये पन्ना टाइगर रिजर्व है, दिस एनकम्पासेस पन्ना नेशनल पार्क एंड 3 सेक्शंस ऑफ गंगाओ सैंचुरी. फौना की अगर हम बात करें तो हमें यहाँ पर टाइगर्स, लेपर्ड, चिंक मिलते हैं और कुछ एक्सोटिक एनिमल्स जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल चीतल, नीलगाय, स्लॉथ बियर और सांबर भी हमें यहाँ पे देखने को मिलते हैं. यू कैन रिमेंबर दी नेम ऑफ दी fauna as well. As I've told you, it is located in Madhya Pradesh. I have zoomed it, this thing, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पर आपको दिस इज द केन रिवर, केन बेतवा प्रोजेक्ट, इंटरलिंकिंग प्रोजेक्ट भी है, मध्य प्रदेश का एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट है जो आए दिन काफी न्यूज में होता है. इट इज अ वेरी कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट एज वेल ड्यू टू मेनी रीजंस, बट वी आर नॉट गेटिंग इनटू केन बेतवा इंटरलिंकिंग. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू द लोकेशन, एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन ऑफ इट, ठीक है? सो दिस इज द साउथ पन्ना फॉरेस्ट डिवीजन. ऑलराइट, सो दिस वाज अबाउट पन्ना National Park. These are some of the list of biosphere reserve in India. I'll just quickly read them out for you as to which one is located where and what are the important fauna animal species found in that particular area. तो रन ऑफ कच्छ हमने देखा, वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन द लोकेशन ऑफ इट. रन ऑफ कच्छ में इंडियन वाइल्ड एस हमें मिलता है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दिस फौना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है? एनिमल स्पीशीज इंपॉर्टेंट है. गल्फ ऑफ मन्नार की लोकेशन हम ऑलरेडी देख चुके हैं. इट इज सिचुएटेड इन तमिलनाडु एंड द इंपॉर्टेंट स्पीशीज भी फाउंड इज डग्योंग, जिसको हम सी काउ भी बोलते हैं क्योंकि ये सी ग्रासेस पे ग्रेस करती है. एंड तमिलनाडु में पार्क बे में वी हैव like Gulf of Mannar में we have opened up the first conservation reserve also of the sea cow recently. That is why all this was in the news. Hence this species important, this species becomes very very important क्योंकि इसका conservation reserve भी बना है and it is the first conservation reserve of our country pertaining to this species, right? Next is Sundarbans, which is situated in West Bengal and is very famous for Royal Bengal tigers. It is the pride of Sundarbans, we all know. Then we have cold desert, which is in Himachal Pradesh. Snow leopard इसका important species है. Then we have Nanda Devi, उत्तराखंड में situated है. Western Himalayas में आपको ये देखने को मिलेगा. Then you have Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. We have just dealt with it. Then you have Dihang and Dibang, which is situated in Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh में भी Eastern Himalayas, Eastern side में आपको ये देखने को मिलेगा. Right, then we have Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. Again, Panna के साथ साथ we have read about Panchmari and Achanak Marg also, which are situated in Madhya Pradesh. If we talk about important species, तो giant squirrel हमें यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेंगे, along with the flying squirrel we also find here. Then we have Seshachalam again in Andhra Pradesh. ठीक है, आंध्र प्रदेश में शेषाचलम मिलेंगे, यहाँ पर ईस्टर्न घाट्स का ये पार्ट है. Then we have Simlipal, which is a part of, which is in Odisha. If we talk about important species of animals, you'll find gaur, Royal Bengal tiger, and wild elephants in Simlipal. If we talk about Achanakmar, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, okay, मैकाल हिल्स में आपको देखने को मिलेगा. मानस की हम बात करें तो असम में आपको ये देखने को मिलेगा. गोल्डन लंगूस और रेड पांडा are the important species which you will find in this region. Then you have Kanchenjunga, सिक्किम में आपको देखने को मिलेगा, and very obvious that snow leopard you will found here, along with where else you'll found the snow leopard? In the cold desert, which is situated in Himachal Pradesh, right? Next, we have Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve, which is in Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, which is again situated in Western Ghats, and you'll find an important species of elephants and Nilgiri thar here. Up next, we have Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve in Andaman Nicobar, obviously, and you will find salt crocodiles here. Very, very important species. Crocodiles पे UPSC keeps asking questions. या तो आपको आंसर ही मिलेगा crocodiles का, या फिर in any of the options you'll recognize, you'll find crocodile as an option. So crocodile is an important species, and you must remember the locations of crocodile. You actually must remember the location of any of those species which are in news, or any of the species which have ever become the options of UPSC. तो आपको उनकी लोकेशंस पता होनी चाहिए. Next is Nokrek, which is in Meghalaya, and you'll find red pandas here, which is a part of eastern Himalayas. Then you have Dibru Saikhowa, again in Assam, eastern side pe hai. We have just located the position of that, and then you'll find golden langur as an important species of Dibru Saikhowa. Next is Panna, again in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, we have read in detail also about that, so we'll not repeat it here. Okay, so these are some of the biosphere reserves ka list or unke important species, right? Chaliye, this much only a biosphere reserve we are going to do. Up next, we'll do the national parks. Okay, but before moving ahead with the national park, I would like to make you understand the difference between the wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve, and national park. A lot of times people get confused between these three things. So I want all of you to pay little attention here for your clarity. Wildlife sanctuary में सबसे पहला point है कि कम restrictions होते हैं pertaining to the if we compare it with the national parks. ठीक है? So wildlife sanctuaries have less restrictions. Biosphere reserve में थोड़े restrictions बढ़ जाते हैं, but national parks has the highest or the very strict restrictions national parks have. Okay, so this was about the restriction level. Okay, this was in terms of restriction. Next difference we have in terms of the protected areas कि कौन से category allot हुआ है इनको. So category 4 type of protected areas है ये, right? And these are category 2 type of protected areas. अगर हम कुछ animals की बात करें तो they preserve animals, insects and birds. They protect, biosphere reserve protect the biodiversity, right? And national park protects almost everything. They protect flora, fauna, they protect landscape. They, even this you have to remember, they protect even the historical objects. So this is the major difference which you can remember between biosphere wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserve, and national parks. Though there are a lot of further distinctions you can come across, but कुछ major आप याद रखें. That will definitely help you in your examination. So now we will do the national parks, the important national parks of our country, and amongst them, the first one we are going to cover is the Manas National Park. Manas National Park, which is situated in Assam. हम इसकी location देखेंगे along with along with the mapping portion of it. We will also see what are the important species we find here. So about this national park, ये UNESCO का World Heritage Site है. It is also a tiger reserve. It is also an elephant reserve. ये एक biosphere reserve भी है, and it is also a और इसको हम कामरूप सैंचुरी भी बोलते हैं. So this was just a factual point about Manas National Park. If we talk about this animals, the plant species we found here, so sub Himalayan bhabar terai का ये combination है, and this is a combination of this and the Himalayan subtropical broadleaf forest, which makes Manas Park is one of the richest biodiversity in India, because it is a combination of some Himalayan bhabar terai or Himalayan subtropical broadleaf forest जो कि यहाँ पर मिलते हैं. That is why it is one of the richest area in our country. Fauna, if we talk about the animal species, so बहुत सारे endangered और endangered and endemic. Endemic means which are only found on those regions, only found in these regions. ठीक है? on their respect in their the species which are only found in their respective regions, उनको हम endemic species बोलते हैं. So a lot of endemic species we will come across in Manas National Park. ठीक है, जैसे असम रूफ टर्टल आपको यहाँ देखने को मिलेंगे, हिस्पिड हेयर देखने को मिलेगा, पिग्मी हॉग आपको देखने को मिलेगा. पिग्मी हॉग अगेन अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्पीशीज, क्योंकि ये न्यूज़ में रहता है तो यूपीएससी कैन गिव यू दिस the species as an option. So either this will be your answer or it will help you in your elimination. So you have to remember this, and it is also very very famous for wild water buffaloes. All right, if we talk about the mapping portion of it, तो map में आप यहाँ देख लीजिए, this is a very very important map. I hope you can take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot of it, you can keep a screenshot of it, and you can just revise it before your prelims. This is a very very important. काफ़ी चीज़ें आपकी यहाँ से क्लियर हो जाएंगी, और आई वॉन्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू पे लिटिल अटेंशन हियर. हम काफ़ी चीज़ें यहाँ पर क्लियर करने वाले हैं, नॉट जस्ट पर्टेनिंग टू द मानस वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी और द मानस नेशनल पार्क, बट ऑल्सो द अदर थिंग्स. तो मानस आपको यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेगा एट द वेस्टर्न साइड. सो दिस इज समथिंग यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. यूपीएससी कैन गिव यू this as a directional question wherein you have to arrange it according to the direction. They will ask you कि east to west इसको arrange करिए. मानस पहले आता है कि काजीरंगा की जो भी, so you have to arrange it. So Manas, then you have Orang National Park here, then you have Lycova Wildlife Sanctuary, and let me tell you, this is Brahmaputra flowing. तो आप ये भी ध्यान रख सकते हैं कि this is situated above Brahmaputra, right? If you talk about this Lycova, this is below Brahmaputra. Then you have Kaziranga National Park, okay, and at the easternmost side we will find Dibru-Saikova National Park, right? तो ये location आप यहाँ पे याद रखिए. It will be very very helpful. I'm telling you, the exact locations are very important because UPSC are not directly asking questions these days. वो आप थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेट करके वो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, तो एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन जानना ज़रूरी है, ना कि सिर्फ जस्ट द नेम ऑफ द स्टेट. दे विल गिव यू ऑल द ऑप्शंस फ्रॉम द सेम स्टेट ओनली, दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू गिव यू फ्रॉम डिफरेंट स्टेट्स. सो उसी सेम स्टेट में फिर आप कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे. सो दैट एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? सो दिस वॉज लिटिल बिट अबाउट, if you see the अदर स्टेट्स, मेघालय यहाँ पर सिचुएटेड है, आपको दिखेगा, मणिपुर यहाँ पर दिखेगा, नागालैंड यहाँ दिखेगा, ठीक है, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, राइट? सो दिस वर आवर स्टेट्स. इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्रीज अगर हम देखें तो भूटान की इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्री टच होती है, चाइना की होती है, यहाँ पर आप बांग्लादेश देखोगे, एंड देयर यू विल सी म्यांमार, ठीक है. दीज आर सम ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल बाउंड्रीज, ओके. चलिए, अप नेक्स्ट वी हैव काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क. काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क रिसेंटली काफ़ी न्यूज़ में भी रहा था ड्यू टू इट्स कार्बन एमिशन. So what has happened in Kaziranga National Park? Kaziranga National Park में Kaziranga National Park. So the news, a news came which said कि carbon emissions are increasing. Carbon emissions are increasing in Kaziranga National Park. Now, it becomes very important for us to understand कि why exactly is it happening. This is basically happening because of two reasons, and primarily because of one reason, but there's also one more reason, ठीक है? So, yeah. So, what happens? So this is happening because of two reasons, and like I've told you, primarily it is because of one reason only, but हम दूसरा reason भी देखेंगे. So what is the primary reason? The primary reason is bacteria. So the report says that there is a bacteria which is found in Kaziranga National Park, and that bacteria, while it breathes, it is releasing कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. और ये बैक्टीरिया का पॉपुलेशन वहाँ पे ज़्यादा हो गया है, एंड while it is breathing, it is releasing carbon dioxide, and that is why the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing in that particular area. ठीक है. Now the question could be कि okay, there are trees also, no? They will neutralize the impact of carbon dioxide. So there is a problem with those trees also. Actually, especially in the times of rainy season. Rainy season में what happens, that cloud cover is there over the plants, ठीक है. क्लाउड कवर की वजह से फोटोसिंथेसिस डजंट हैपन प्रॉपर्ली. Photosynthesis doesn't happen properly because sun rays doesn't reach the plant properly. Photosynthesis अच्छे से नहीं हो रहा है. Photosynthesis अच्छे से नहीं हो रहा है तो कार्बन जो कार्बन सिंक करते हैं प्लांट्स, कार्बन सिंक अच्छे से वो नहीं कर पाएंगे. सो एक तरफ बैक्टीरिया आर एमिटिंग द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और दूसरी तरफ द carbon sink, which is the plants, they are also not absorbing the carbon dioxide. Therefore, which is both of these things, they are leading to increase in carbon dioxide in the entire region. This is precisely the reason behind the increase in carbon emissions in Kaziranga National Park, right? If we talk little bit more about Kaziranga National Park, ये एक UNESCO World Heritage Site है. This was a national park, इसको declare किया था in 1974, and in 1985 में what happened, this park was designated as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO again, right? And further, it was also declared as a tiger reserve. So you have to remember that this is also a tiger reserve which was declared in 2006. Okay, apart from that, it is also a bird area, okay, which was declared by BirdLife International. And if we talk about little bit of flora, the species which are found here, the tree species and the animal species. So gooseberry will found here, cotton tree आपको मिलेगा, elephant apple आपको यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेगा. Also a good variety of aquatic flora also you will see here. If we talk about the animal species, so great one horned rhinoceros, a very very important species, has been asked by UPSC as well. ये आपको देखने को मिलेगा. Along with that, you'll come across elephants, wild buffaloes and swamp deers also in Kaziranga National Park. All right, chaliye. So this is the location. This is the Indian map wherein the broad broad terms में आपको काजीरंगा की लोकेशन यहाँ असम में देखने को मिल रही है, ठीक है. But if we zoom in it here, and then you will see that Kaziranga is situated here. This is Brahmaputra going, and यहाँ पर आपको you will see Kaziranga National Park, right? So this is the location. Okay, this you have to remember, the exact location you have to remember, though I have shown this to you in the another map also, the exact location of all the maps of Assam, all the national parks of Assam, be it Manas, Kaziranga, or all of them, okay? But again, just a revision. Up next we have Nandankanan Zoological Park. Nandankanan Zoological Park. So this is situated in Odisha. ओडिशा में ये सिचुएटेड है. दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्ट. फ्लोरा की बात करें तो यहाँ पर काफ़ी सारे आपको ऑर्किड्स मिलेंगे, क्रिपर्स मिलेंगे, कैक्टस मिलेंगे, पाम की स्पीशीज भी मिलेंगी, अलॉन्ग विद द एनिमल स्पीशीज विच आर वाइट टाइगर्स. यू विल सी द हाइएस्ट कलेक्शन ऑफ वाइट टाइगर्स इन नंदनकानन जू, राइट? ओके, so then you will also see gharials, white tigers, leopard, pangolin, mouse, deers, lions, ये सब भी आपको देखने को मिलेंगे, along with the vultures also you will find here. ठीक है, and it's recognized as the leading zoo for the breeding of the Indian pangolin also. Pangolin के breeding के लिए भी it is one of the primary sites. ठीक है, along with the white tigers. What is the significance of this? Significance यही है कि ये पहला zoo है in the world to breed white tiger, ठीक है, and melanistic tiger, and it is the only conservation breeding center for Indian pangolin in the world. So this you have to remember. This fact is really really important for a prelims examination कि ये सिर्फ this is the only breeding center of Indian pangolins in the entire world. This is something you have to pay attention upon. ठीक है, यहाँ पर captive breeding भी होती है. Wildlife ये ओडिशा में, दिस इज द मैप ऑफ ओडिशा. सो ओडिशा में यहाँ पर हियर, ठीक है, हियर यू विल सी नंदनकानन जूलॉजिकल park. So you have to, again, like I've been repeating, you have to remember the exact location of all the parks. Chaliye, these are again a list of the parks which are very important for our examination perspective, along with the some species found there. सबसे पहला है अंशी नेशनल पार्क which belongs to कर्नाटका. यहाँ पे आपको बंगाल टाइगर, ब्लैक पैंथर और इंडियन एलिफेंट देखने को मिलेगा. देन यू हैव बलफाक्रम नेशनल पार्क जो कि मेघालय से बिलोंग करता है. यू विल सी वाइल्ड वाटर बफेलो, रेड पांडा, एलिफेंट, 8 कैट स्पीशीज और टाइगर और मार्बल कैट भी आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेगा. नेक्स्ट यू हैव बांधवगढ़ नेशनल पार्क विच बिलोंग्स टू मध्य प्रदेश. and it has highest known tiger population in India. Again, a very, very important species, and a very, very important point as well for you to remember. And then you will also find a lot of endemic species which are limited to this Bandhavgarh National Park only. Then you have Bandipur National Park, belongs to Karnataka, and you will see cheetal, grey langoors, Indian giant squirrel, आपको gores भी देखने को मिलेंगे, leopard sambar भी देखने को मिलेगा, Indian elephants also you will see here, and red-headed vulture also you will find here. Apart from that, Banarghata National Park Karnataka से ही belong करता है. Then you have Vansda National Park, Gujarat, Betla National Park, Jharkhand, and you will find Palmao tiger, sloth bear, peacock, elephant, sambar और बहुत सारे animals आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेंगे. Next you have Bhitarkanika, Odisha. You all must have heard about this, and you will find, since it is located in Odisha, you will come across mangrove saltwater crocodile, a very important species. Like I've already told you, mangroves are also very important. Then you will also come across white crocodiles, Indian python, black ibis, wild pig, rhesus monkey, chitals, and a lot more animals. Okay, फिर उसके बाद आपको ब्लैक बक नेशनल सेंचुरी भी, नेशनल पार्क भी देखने को मिलेगा इन गुजरात. एंड देन फाइनली यू विल फाइंड बक्सा टाइगर रिजर्व विच इज सिचुएटेड इन वेस्ट बंगाल. ठीक है, दिस वाज अबाउट नेशनल पार्क्स, राइट. चलिए, नाउ वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज. नाउ वी विल कवर वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज. ठीक है, वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज, I have told you the meaning, and we have already done the distinction between wildlife sanctuaries, national park, and biosphere reserve. Okay, let me quickly tell you, before we get into the details of some of the wildlife sanctuaries which are important for our examination perspective, I want to tell you all the locations of the locations of all the wildlife sanctuaries. You never know कि कहाँ से क्या पूछ लेना UPSC. So ऊपर से शुरू करते हैं. देसू यूल फाइंड हियर, ठीक है. दच्चगम यूल फाइंड हियर, ठीक है. फिर उसके बाद कुक्ति आपको यहाँ मिलेगा, शिखरी देवी आपको यहाँ मिलेगा, गोविंद, केदारनाथ, कालेसर, नंदा देवी, ताल चापर, अबोहर, ये पंजाब वाला रीजन है. ठीक है. फिर आपको कुंभलगढ़ यहाँ पर मिलेगा राजस्थान में, राइट. माउंट आबू आपको फिर से यहाँ मिलेगा. वाइल्ड एज सेंचुरी आपको यहाँ मिलेगा. गिर वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी आपको यहाँ गुजरात में ये देखने को मिलेगा. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लोकेशन टू बी रिमेंबर्ड. संजय गांधी वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी यू विल फाइंड हियर, ठीक है. देन यू विल फाइंड राधा नगरी, ओके. भगवान महावीर, शरावती, Mukambika, Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. Then we have entered into Kerala, wherein we'll, along with Wayanad, we will see Pariyar. Sorry, I think in the previous lectures I've told you that Wayanad is in Karnataka. It is in Kerala, okay. Then Pariyar, Annamalai, Nayar, and then Mudanthurai. ठीक है. अगर हम if you talk about the Tamil Nadu, then you will see Kalimir, ठीक है. गुंडाई, ये सब आपको देखने को मिलेंगे. फिर आपको यहाँ पर पुलिकिट देखने को मिलेगा. वेदांत थंगल, ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बर्ड सेंचुरी भी है, राइट. देन यू विल सी हियर, यहाँ पर आपको आंध्र प्रदेश में कोलेरू लेक आपको देखने को मिलेगी. देन यू हैव, इफ यू मूव अपवर्ड्स, पापी कोंडालू, एंड देन यू हैव कांकर वैली, चिलिका लेक आपको यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेगी. इरावदी डॉल्फिन्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ना वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट साइट फॉर आवर एग्जामिनेशन पर्सपेक्टिव टू. देन यू विल सी बितरकनिका, लोथियन आइलैंड्स यू विल सी हियर, हॉलीडे आइलैंड्स यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेंगे. इफ वी enter inside the Indian map, यहाँ पर in the मध्य प्रदेश region, पंचमढ़ी, गाउनूर, रामसागर, ये सब आपको देखने को मिलेगा. then you have मेलघाट, this is the Maharashtra region, मेलघाट, नावेगांव, ठीक है. पूना, तानसा, ये सब आपको यहाँ देखने को मिलेगा, right. तुंगाभद्रा you will see here. So these are the places you will see here, okay. हजारीबाग यहाँ आपको देखने को मिलेगा. And what else? Yeah, if we come towards the northeastern part of our country, Prabha you will see here, Kaziranga you will see here, Lakhova you will see here, Baksa, यहाँ पर जल्द प्रभा, यहाँ पर महानदी, गौतम बुद्धा, राजगीर, right, Palmau. So these are the important locations which you have to see once, and which you have to go through this map once, okay, before your exam, okay. Okay, so the first one is Kalrapat Wildlife Sanctuary. ये सेंचुरी सबसे पहले देख लेते हैं, वेयर इज इट लोकेटेड. सो दिस इज लोकेटेड इन ओडिशा. ये इंडिया का मैप है, एंड दिस इज ओडिशा. एंड इवन इन ओडिशा, वेयर इज इट लोकेटेड? इट इज लोकेटेड हियर, ठीक है. सो दिस location you have to remember, this is located in Odisha, and this is famous for what? Dry deciduous forest. So this is ड्राई डेसिडुअस फॉरेस्ट के लिए काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट जगह है. ठीक है. अगर हम फ्लोरा की बात करें, द सेंचुरी कंसिस्ट ऑफ फ्लोरा. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल यू विल फाइंड साल ट्रीज हियर, यू विल फाइंड बीजा, यू विल फाइंड आसान, हरिदा, आमला, बैम्बू ट्रीज भी आपको यहाँ पर मिलेंगे. And you will find a lot of plants which are of medicinal uses. You will find all those plants here. Then you have fauna, animal की species की अगर हम बात करें, so you will find leopard here, gaur, sambar, nilgai, barking, deer, elephants, mouse, deer, soft claws, ottawa और बहुत सारे और भी बहुत सारी वाइल्ड स्पीशीज आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेंगी. दिस वाज अबाउट इट. मेजरली व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर इज द लोकेशन ऑफ इट. ठीक है, लोकेशन आप जरूर याद रखें. अप नेक्स्ट वी हैव देहिंग पटकाई वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. देहिंग पटकाई वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी, very important place situated in Assam. Let us first look at the location only before moving further with the class, with the detailing of it, with the flora, fauna and those species part of it. So this is Indian map. यहाँ पर आप असम में देख रहे हैं, the eastern most part, this is देहिंग पटकाई. ठीक है. आपको ऊपर अरुणाचल प्रदेश देखने को मिलेगा. दिस इज एंटायर असम वाला पार्ट. ये यहाँ पर आपको ब्रह्मपुत्रा दिख रही होगी. सो ब्रह्मपुत्रा यू विल सी हियर. ठीक है. उसके बाद नागालैंड, मणिपुर, त्रिपुरा, मेघालय. ये मैं इसलिए बार बार आपको बता रही हूँ बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू हैव रिविजन ऑफ इट, बिकॉज UPSC have this tendency to ask they will ask you to arrange these states. So this could also be a possible question in your examination. If we talk about the plant species which is found in Dehing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary, that would be deciduous rainforest, right, with what semi evergreen lush green flora, and it is only a patch of virgin rainforest जो कि असम का. ठीक है. We talk about animal species, it includes pangolin. Pangolin यहाँ पर काफ़ी मिलते हैं. Then you'll find flying fox, rhesus macaque, असम macaque, Himalayan black bear और lesser adjuvant stock भी आपको यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेंगे, along with white and slendered vulture with leopard also you will see. We have already talked about it. Golden cat also you will see here. Marbled cat भी आपको देखने को मिले, cat भी आपको देखने को मिलेगी. So these are some of the plant species you can remember pertaining to Dehang Patkai wildlife sanctuary. But what is more important, the most important thing is that you remember the location, the exact location of it. All right. Chaliye. Now the last slide of ours of the day. These are the name of the sanctuaries along with the locations. I want all of you to pay little attention. Quickly we will revise them. So Kaziranga we have studied, it is situated in Assam. Then we have Manas Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. It is also a national park, again situated in Assam. Then we have Gir National Park, which is in Gujarat. We have also seen the location of it. Okay. Then we have Sundarbans. Again we have read this in detail. We have read this in detail. Gir National Park, we have read this in detail. Okay. Sundarbans, we have again read this in detail. We have seen the location. We have also seen the important species of the plants and animals which are found here. We've also seen how important it is for the mangroves population. Okay. And it is situated in West Bengal. Next, we have Periyar National Park, and it is also a wildlife sanctuary which is situated in Kerala. I've just shown you the location of it. Then we have Kanha National Park, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh mein there are so many national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Kanha, Panna, Panchmari, Achanak Marg. ठीक है, ये सब मध्य प्रदेश में मिलते हैं. You have to, and बांधवगढ़ also. Next is बांधवगढ़ only, which is again in Madhya Pradesh. So you have to, मध्य प्रदेश वाले भी, you have to just mark it in map from north to south and east to west. आप एक बारी locations कर लीजिएगा. Then you have Ranthambore in Rajasthan. It is a national park as well as a wildlife sanctuary. Then we have Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. It is a bird sanctuary found in राजस्थान. ताल चापर अगेन इन राजस्थान. सरिस्का भी राजस्थान में मिलती है. चिलिका बर्ड सेंचुरी, इट इज उड़ीसा. उड़ीसा में ये मिलता है. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट साइट. यूपीएससी इज आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन अबाउट दिस. नंदनकानन ज़ू वी हैव जस्ट रेड इन डिटेल, व्हिच इज सिचुएटेड इन ओडिशा. देन वी हैव कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड अ वेरी ओल्ड नेशनल पार्क. उत्तराखंड में मिलता है. बांदीपुर इज इन कर्नाटका. Parambiculam Wildlife Sanctuary is in Kerala. This is a new वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी जो अभी तक हमने कवर नहीं किया था, सो यू कैन रिमेंबर द नेम एंड द लोकेशन ऑफ इट. मधुमलाई, इट इज वन ऑफ द protected areas of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve we have covered. So it is in Tamil Nadu. Next we have Govind Wildlife Sanctuary. Govind Wildlife Sanctuary is in Uttarakhand. Then we have Indian Wild Ass Sanctuary, which is Gujarat, which is in Gujarat. फिर उसके बाद है Aralam Wildlife Sanctuary again in Kerala. So these are the name and the location of the wildlife sanctuaries. जो important थी, I have told you, we have read them in little detail, and those were not that much important. We have just covered the location of it, and you do not have to forget locating these things, these wildlife sanctuaries in the map, doing their directions, doing their locations, arranging them from east to west, north to south, because that's very important. All right. With this, we come to the end of our topic. I hope it will help in your prelims examination. And as your examination is nearing, I wish you all the very, very best. Just be calm in your examination, and do not read anything new as of now. Just read and relax and eat and do well in your examination. Thank you so much.